Alright guys, so right now I'm about to show you how I'm going to put acrylic or overlay on natural nails to make them look more aesthetically pleasing, which we call it an overlay. So first of all, we already buffed and prepped the nails. We did a dehydrator and a primer. The dehydrator is to make sure everything's cleansed, it's dry, no oils on the nail bed, and then the primer is just a sticky type of adhesive to make sure that the nail is going to actually stay, or the acrylic powder formula is actually going to stay on the nail. So when you're working with someone's natural nail, instead of putting an extension on there like a nail tip, in this case it's just her natural nail and she wants to overlay, you want to start out with making sure everything's done, the prep work, and then you want to go ahead and you want to pick up a small bead. Now the brush that I'm using is a 12. A lot of people, when they're doing natural nails or small nail bits, they like to use a smaller brush. Make sure it's the Kolinsky brush. If it's not, it's gonna kind of make the job a little harder, and you don't want that. So right now I'm going to show you that I'm going to pick up a small bead. So you want to learn your ratio of liquid to powder. Once you learn that, just practice on the paper towel, but I'm going to pick up a small bead because her nail bit is not big, and I'm only going to use a 1 bead formula. I let it sit just a little bit so I know the consistency that I want. It's not too runny and it's not dry. I'm going to get as close as possible to the cuticle, but not close that it's going to flood it. I'm going to make sure I work my edges first, the ends, and make sure that they're not running over, but I'm going to gradually make sure her hand is tilted down, as you see, and I'm gonna let gravity does its thing. Okay, so that means that the acrylic is going to run downwards, and I'm gonna still have control on the edges to make sure that they're not overrunning over the cuticle. And then I'm going to do a nice little pat stroke motion. We're not doing a brush motion, because if you're brushing, you want to take off the acrylic, but you want to do a nice little pat motion. I did my brushing here. Once I know I have a final, I don't have any lumps in there, I'm looking at all the angles, and then I just go on the free edge and just clean up that excess acrylic powder that has ran down, so I can make sure her end is crisp. You can see from the pinky to the ring finger. Now I'm about to do the middle finger. I'm going to repeat that step again. You see how I let it dry a little bit until I get the consistency, the crystallization that I want. I don't go all the way up to the cuticle, but I go just enough that I'm going to be able to tuck it in, because as it grows out, it's going to look natural. It's not going to look like it's a big old hump up there. And then I'm going to make sure I have control of my edges, because my powder to liquid ratio is not runny and it's not dry. It's just a good consistency, and I'm going to do a pat stroke, not a paintbrush motion, and we're going to repeat this on all 10 fingers. Once you have that formula packed down to liquid to ratio, you're going to understand how much you're going to need for each fingertip. And if you need a little bit more, you can just gradually add a little bit more, just like I'm doing right here. But you never want to put too much on there and then not be able to control it because it's too runny or too dry. That means you need to hurry up and take it off and restart over. But right now, we're just going to continue to follow this pattern. We're going to blend this finger in, and I'm going to continue to do it to the rest of the finger. So when I get done, you're going to see that it's all going to be uniform. It's going to be nice. And we just use the Asian blend, so it's like a natural but a little light to clear. So hopefully you like it and you understand. If you having issues on trying to learn how to do a overlay, we can do this again on medium length nails or smaller nails, or someone that has like wider nail bits. So I just wanted to give y'all a look.